Newport News, Virginia, for a trial run in the Atlantic. The designers expect the $70 million superliner will sail faster than any commercial vessel ever built. The United States, now under her own power for the first time, is to undergo 2 days of tests. She won't enter the Atlantic run until July. 990 feet from stem to stern. She weighs in at 52,000 tons.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the SS United States channel where we talk about the SS United States. And today we're going to be talking about a liner where we have not actually discussed on the channel yet, but since my era is 1930s to 1960s, it would make sense that we talk about this liner. This superliner is the SS Normandie. The SS Normandie is a liner that is both underrated and overrated, which is some people think. I say it's underrated. I actually have a picture of the SS Normandie right there, and that's just the Leviathan, which is always off screen. So what's with that is, but about the SS Normandie, today we're going to be talking about why it was so unique. Now, this is going to be two things, both the design and the ship itself, and its history behind it. But first, some facts and things you probably didn't know about the SS Normandie. So, what is the SS Normandie? Well, the SS Normandie was a French-built liner that was built in 1931. The construction started in 1931 and eventually launched in October 1932. The ship would then be fitted out through the entire Great Depression, which is why the French line needed a loan from the government, which you guys know that the SS France, which was based off of Normandy as well. That's like the only video that we've done that's pretty close to Normandy, which the SS France is actually basically built off the Normandy. Anyway, the ship was built in 1935 and has maiden voyage in 1935. No, the construction and the fitting out was completed in 1935 when it had its maiden voyage, taking the blue ribbon from the SS Rex, the Italian liner, crossing over the ocean in 30 knots, which would not be beaten for the next year, taken by the Queen Mary. The SS Normandy would then be crossing the ocean for the next few years until World War II would start, when it would be in New York Harbor for the remaining of the war until 1943, when a fire started on board the Normandie and the ship burned, being deemed unsalvageable, which, if you look at it, completely unsalvageable, and being burned. This is one of the reasons why the SS United States was so safe, because William Francis Gibbs took note of the burning of the SS Normandie. So, that's what the SS Normandie was. Now, to go on why it was so unique. Well, to go over the design first. The design of the SS Normandie was unlike any other to me. The SS Normandie, unlike, sure, the British can have maybe the biggest or fastest, but they cannot beat the French in culture, which is what they use on the SS Normandie. The thing about the SS Normandie was, the design was so unique. The front of the ship had a tapered bow that had a whaleback on it, which would not only be aesthetically pleasing, one of the things I really like about the SS Normandie, and the fact it would be, as well as, be able to hide all its winches and anchors for, voyages and all that. Another thing was the funnels. The funnels were oval-shaped, funnels that would be tapered sharp to make it look more sleek and streamlined, which is something I take note of. No other ship that I know of, and I know of quite a bit of ships, I know maybe a couple years ago, maybe only knew 15 ships. Now, to be honest, I probably know 50 plus ships. And there's no ship out of all those that I know have oval-shaped funnels like the Normandie. The Normandie, another thing was the interior. Almost everything was glass and gold. Glass and gold. That is pure luxury. And another thing is the rooms. Every room was different. You could be on it for an entire lifetime, and you would probably be seated in a different room every time, which is something that is not even existent today. Not even close. You cannot think of anything. I cannot think of a single ship. Not Icon of the Seas, not Independence of the Seas, not Carnival, nothing. I cannot think of a single ship that would be even close to how fancy the Normandie was, which is why people thought that the Normandie was a thing for the rich. Because, sure, it's all different for the rich, but it's just okay for the poor, which is why they always thought the Normandie was the ship of the rich. Another thing about the Normandie is that it had the first theater on the ship. If you're wondering, yes, the Independence of the Seas did have a theater. I went in it. If you guys saw that video, you saw that I went in it. Yes, I did go in the theater. They had a theater. It was definitely not bigger than the Normandie, but the Normandie did have a theater. If you're wondering, that the SS United States also had a theater. The SS United States was, of course, smaller than the Normandie, having over 1,000 feet, which is over 30 feet. It's actually 30 feet longer than the United States, but more modern. Which the Normandie was able to do plays and movies in the theater, which I would love to be in. Another thing that I think is kind of overlooked is the back and front design. Something that I definitely will keep in mind of in the future, if you know what I'm saying, from my video where I explained how I took the United States. The front curve is like the the Queen Elizabeth, which is something I explained in my top 10 favorite ships video, that I love the front, how it's all curves. The SS Normandie has that too. And has railing on top, which I love as well. It's just amazing. The back is so sleek, and I say this so good. The back is so sleek. That's what's so unique about the Normandie. It was like a liner, unlike any other. Everything in the back was curved and cool. Big windows, amazing interior. But now that's just what was so great about the Normandie. Everything was different. It's definitely, I keep looking at my picture, definitely a ship of the rich. Definitely. Now, the other thing that's unique about the Normandie was, it's kind of sad, but how short its life was. Its entire life, the peak of the Normandie was the same year it came out. A year before the Queen Mary came out. The Queen Mary came out in 1936. Which took the blue ribbon from the Normandie. And the thing about the Queen Mary was, it was not as luxurious. Bigger is always better, and luxurious is not always better. People thought the ship was just too luxurious, while the Queen Mary was just perfect. It was cozy, homey, and all that. People love that stuff. I've been to the Queen Mary. It's full of wood and all that, which is why I burned. And that one was full of wood too, but it's not the same. The Normandie was only around for not even 10 years. Not even 10 years. Keep in mind, the United States was only in service. Oh, shoot. Has this been off the entire time? Hold on. Okay, I'll just keep it like that. Yeah, so my SS America video showed that it was just the SS United States and the SS America. I changed it to be the Queen Mary, Normandie, like that. And the Queen Elizabeth, Queen Mary, Normandie, SS America, and the United States. Future, maybe a lot of different ships, probably not. Or probably. But yeah, like I was saying. Sorry that was off the entire time. It was supposed to be on, but because I had to take the video, I've done this video like 3 times now. So I paused it and I just forgot to start it up again. Anyway, get out of your way a little bit so you can watch it. Yeah, so like I was saying, the SS Normandie was only in service for less than 10 years. Keep in mind, the United States was only in service for around 19 years. 20 years. Same thing. And is 7 years old, which is not as old as the Queen Mary, which is, I think, it's almost 100 years old. It's like 85, I believe. Yeah, so the Normandie was like a unique thing because it was not in service that long. Like, honestly, you'd be lucky if you were able to get on it because of how unique it is and how it did not last that long. So yeah, the SS Normandie was definitely a ship that was to remember. In my opinion, it gets a lot of hate for not really the great reasons. People say it's just too luxurious, and that's why, people say it's too luxurious, and that it's just overrated. In my opinion, it's not overrated at all. It's actually underrated. Not many people know about it. It's not as famous as the Titanic. It really should be, because this and the SS Normandie and even the Queen Mary should be more famous than the Titanic. More famous than the Titanic, though. I'll tell you now. The main reason why the Titanic is famous today is because of the James Cameron movie. That's why. That is plain and simple why. Back then, it was famous because of how many people died. That's the same thing today. If not that as many people died, there'd be nothing. No one would really know about ocean liners. The Titanic is the only reason why people know about ocean liners, and that's sad. That is something that's simply sad, because the Normandie should be going down in history as one of the most luxurious, if not the most luxurious ship, SS America is still in its way. But it should still go down as the most luxurious ship. Icon of the Seas should go down as the most biggest ship. SS United States should go down as the fastest ship. Queen Mary should go down as the greatest ship for being in war, being fastest for 15 years, and still being good enough to rival Normandie. So it's just really sad. It just really is sad. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please explain, share this with someone, or please remember, subscribe, and not much else for me to say. I'll see you next time. Bye.